You guys asked me, I'm just here to bring diversity to this set here, give the kind of white man's perspective on things from the point guard position. No.
Marquette, Miami.
How about you guys?
No, I'm just checking, man. I'm just checking. You jumped right into it. You swimming hard.
Okay.
Upstream, I'm at.
Trust me, we'll get you back before the end of the night.
Question.
So here we go again, back with another one. Welcome to the Dark Times channel. And before I go ahead and get started, make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button for me. And so let's go ahead and get into it. Y'all's boy, Doug Gottliebs. He couldn't help himself. He recently came out and had to criticize Shedeur Sanders about his watch celebration. And truth be told, I don't really care for Shedeur's little watch celebration. I think it's kind of corny, but whatever. You know, everybody has their thing. And so if it was anybody else coming out and having an issue with it and having a problem with it, nobody would probably care. Nobody would be talking about it. Nobody would have said anything. But for those of y'all who don't know and don't know the ins and outs about Doug's history and his past, basically in a nutshell, Doug's a whiny little itch that's always had something negative to say about black people, black athletes in particular. He's got a real bug in his ass when it comes to a successful black man. And he wears it on his sleeve. He makes no bones about it. And some of y'all may remember this clip from back in the day, back when Doug Gottliebs was doing a March Madness show with 3 former NBA players, including Hall of Famer Charles Barkley and, of course, the legendary Brian Gumbel. And leave it up to Doug. Doug found a way to make a situation that didn't need to be awkward.
Hey, Doug Gottlieb, Kenny the Jet Smith, Sir Charles Barkley. Welcome back to New York, guys, and it's going to be a good night.
I think we're going to have 4 terrific games tonight. I really do think that they're going to be pretty evenly matched, as it should be for Sweet 16.
Cream rising to the crop. I don't know why you guys asked me. I'm just here to bring diversity to this set here, give the kind of white man's perspective on things from the point guard position. No.
Okay, just checking. Marquette, Miami.
How about you guys?
No, I'm just checking, man. I'm just checking. You jumped right into it. You swimming hard.
Okay.
Upstream, I'm at.
Trust me, we'll get you back before the end of the night.
Question. So for me, you know, it could be a lot of firsts for Miami.
Somebody like Doug isn't comfortable being around certain kinds of black men. Someone who's more distinguished than them. Someone who's more accomplished than them. It hurts. And he had to come with, I'm the only white man, so I'm going to give you a white man's perspective on basketball. And even Charles was like, what the hell are you talking about? Just do your monologue. And everybody's kind of looking around in that panel like they thought it was a joke or a prank or something like that. They were waiting for people to come out. It's like, what are you talking about? And so individuals like Doug will be the first people to tell you that race is always on our minds. Why do you people always think about race? When in actuality, it's a projection. It's the other way around. It's always on their minds. And you can tell because most of Doug's takes, most of his topics that he chooses to talk about, it has an underlying tone of race. And he gets off on doing that whole right-wing conservative stick, and that's what his audience wants to see. And I guarantee you, if Nick Wright, or even Skip Bayless for that matter, came out and said something about the whole watch celebration and they had an issue with it, I guarantee you nobody would have had a problem with it. Nobody would have said anything. But like I said, Doug is that kind that pretty much wears it on his sleeve. And so that's why people are talking about it, because people already know what time it is when it comes to Doug. He can't stand to see a black man with money, especially a young black man with money, and especially Deion Sanders' son with money, flashing his watch. And I remember before the NIL deal got passed and the rules changed where college athletes could get paid, I remember when there was a debate whether or not college athletes should get paid. Doug was the main one within mainstream media speaking out against college athletes getting paid.
Right? I can't compensate you, because if I do, I have to compensate all of the other athletes, the water polo players, the women's basketball.
You can allow Nike to compensate them.
I understand that, okay? But then if you allow Nike to compensate them, all of a sudden, now they become, every benefit they have becomes taxable. Okay, this isn't a tax-free system. Anything like
that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, I think.
Okay. Go to Michigan.
Pay
How much
taxes like everybody else.
Okay, so
you're making money.
No.
And this is the very reason why he was against it. His worst nightmare came true. He knew he was going to have to see young black men, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, running around here and Lamborghinis, Mercedes-Benz, gold chains, his worst nightmare. And so now they're out here putting it in his face, and he can't take it. He can't take it. It's too much. Too much shine, too much drip, as they say. And people like Doug are the same reason that, a lot of us, when we go to work, we're scared to drive our new cars. We leave them at home, or we try to park really far out, because a lot of us don't want to have to deal with the passive-aggressive BS that we have to deal with at work, if and when we decide to drive our new automobile to work. You get asked questions like, did you get a new promotion, Tyrone? Did you get a raise? I'm like, no, I got the same position I've always had. The same position as you. Matter of fact, it's the same car that you have. It's very similar. But it hits a little different when they see you driving it. It hits a little different. And so we've all dealt with it. And so Doug is hurting a little bit right now. He can't stand it. And then on top of that, Deion's winning. His son's winning. Colorado's winning. Everybody's getting money. Everybody's getting their shine on. And it stings a little bit. And all he can do is sit back and whine about it and bring up some trivial watch celebration that nobody really gives a rat's ass about. Like I said, a lot of us think it's corny, but whatever. And so people like him have to find something. And if they can't find something, they got to make something up. Something as trivial as a watch. Because they can't find nothing on Deion. They've been squeaky clean over there for the most part. Nobody's out there in Colorado getting in trouble. Because if they were, we would have heard about it. And so like I said, Doug has to nitpick. He has to find something about a watch celebration. Like we didn't see Johnny Manziel do his little money sign. And we all thought that was corny too, but nobody said nothing. It's like, whatever, keep it moving. Let him do his little celebration. And so a lot of y'all already know what time it is when it comes to passive-aggressive energy like this. It's something that's nothing new, unfortunately. But definitely go ahead and chime in the comment section and let me know how y'all feel about this. And as usual, peace and chaos.